And good evening to you. 7 o'clock straight up. The polls in South Carolina have now come to a close, and it is now time to count your ballots.
Yes, absolutely. But don't forget, if you get in line at 7 o'clock, you are still allowed to vote. And something tells me there are at least a couple of those lines throughout the Midlands. Now, we are so excited this election day to be streaming with you on WLTX Plus Live. We are going to have election updates throughout the night and bring you live local coverage. And we're going to be speaking with our insiders and bringing you up-to-date numbers as we get them in.
Exactly. Again, we will be with you every step of the way tonight, right here on WLTX Plus, bringing you the latest results as they come in, all the projections as they happen. We don't know if we're going to have a winner declared tonight in the race that everybody's talking about. That's the presidential race. But of course, we'll be keeping you up to date as those vote totals come in.
Yes, we'll be watching state by state. And then we have these three lovely people with us tonight. We have our reporters out live in the field at the Democratic Watch Party, at the Republican Watch Party, and of course at the polls as well.
And in fact, as we speak of voting, we're going to go to Lexington County tonight.
Yeah, that's where our News 19's Josie Frost has been there throughout the night, Josie. And you said the turnout, at least at that polling location, has been a little lighter, which we kind of expected because of early voting turnouts.
Right, Andrea, that's exactly what the clerk said. She said that over the last hour or so, they've seen a couple people come in, and she said that it's been a pretty low turnout, but considering the early voting as well, she's been pretty pleased with what we've had. She said since we've been here, there have been no lines from what we've seen since about 4:30, and things have gone pretty smoothly. Now, when I checked right before the polls closed, the clerk told me that 585 people have voted here today. Now, I spoke to one of those people, a mother named Andrea McElmore, and she told me she brought her 3 kids here because she wanted them to be able to see this process.
Like I said, she's been so into it. She's been following everything. She's been even out here in the room talking to her friends, you know, about the candidates and whatnot. And you know, she was standing right beside me in the booth, like watching, paying attention.
It's been super fun and interesting.
Now, the clerk also told me that combined with the absentee and early voting, which was around 780 people at this location, more than 1,300 people have cast their votes. Andrea, JR.
All right, Josie, thank you so much. And as you know by now, more than 1.5 million people voted early in the state of South Carolina. This is the first year for expanded early voting for presidential races. So we really didn't know what to expect at the polls today. Would it be a big turnout?
Right.
A small turnout or what?
Right. And, you know, the thing is, it's wild. We're a state of only 5 million. So to have 1.5 of the registered voters, 3.5 registered voters in South Carolina, and 1.5 turned out early. So it was a lighter voter turnout today in some locations because people got so excited to vote early. But like we said, we have team coverage tonight, and we are also live at the Republican Watch Party this evening, which I believe is downtown at Tin Roof.
And that is where we find News 19's Walker Lawson. He's been there for the last few hours now. And at the Tin Roof tonight, what's the feeling there, Walker?
It is an exciting feeling here as people are starting to just now filter in. Now, tonight we're expected to hear from Governor Henry McMaster as well as Congressman Joe Wilson. Now, joining us is Chairman of the Republican Party, Drew McKissick. Speak with me a little bit about what you're expecting tonight, the vibe and the energy.
Well, look, we're expecting to see a big night for Donald Trump, double digits, and to see Republicans sweep in races all across the state. Turnout was great in early voting for Republicans. We've heard great things today. We're looking to pick up state house seats, state senate seats, county council seats, sheriff's races. It's going to be a good night.
What are you expecting to hear from McMaster getting up there? What do you think you'll hear tonight?
Well, I think probably a little bit more about President Trump. Obviously, you know, McMaster was the first statewide elected official that actually endorsed Trump back in 2016, and he's been on that train ever since, and he's always been a big supporter. I think he'll have a lot to say about that.
Awesome. Well, we will hear more from you tonight as you're going to be up on stage. And guys, we'll have more here from the South Carolina GOP party. I'm going to send things back to you guys in studio.
All right, thank you so much, Walker. Yeah, it's funny Drew McKissick brings that up, but many people remember that back when Trump was a candidate the first time, and many people were not endorsing his campaign and were not giving it credence. Governor Henry McMaster was one of the first people to step up and support his candidacy.
Way back in 2015, right after
2015.
he announced. Exactly. All right, we're going to move now to the Democratic watch party here in Columbia.
That is where we find our News 19's Rachel Ripp. They are at a newer location tonight, the new Beer Keller Brewing that opened up just along the river there. And Rachel, how's it looking, and what of Democratic candidates are there already that you've seen?
Yes, hello, Andrea and JR. We are here at Beer Keller, like you said, and Crystal Spain, the party chair, just walked in moments ago. You can kind of hear that energy building in here, people talking. We've heard some cheering so far. Everyone's watching the TVs here, enjoying some food and beverages, as you can see. Lots of people still waiting on. Obviously, we'll be hearing from Jim Clyburn later tonight. We're told that he should be speaking here around 9 p.m. this evening. We're also going to be hearing from the party chair, Crystal Spain, who we just said just got here a few moments ago. Now, in attendance here tonight, we're also told that Wayne Borders is here. He's the Democratic candidate for House District 89, as well as the chair of the Richland County Democrats, Valerie Moore, and the chair of Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, Jeremy Jones. So we'll be seeing more big names here in the coming hours, the coming minutes. But for now, this is the atmosphere down at Beer Keller. I'm going to send things back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Rachel. It's wild to see how, the vibe at both locations changes as it's the beginning of the night towards the end of the night when results start coming in. But right now, everybody, both parties are full of hope as there's been months of campaigning and hundreds of millions of dollars spent. And of course, the debates. The 2024 presidential election is now officially in the hands of you, our voters. And